Hey everyone, welcome back to Overline Podcast. I'm your host, Jace Vermillion. Today I'm here with the guest, Brayden Heffernan. Brayden is a football player here at Blanchard High School. He's a sophomore, offensive lineman, I believe, right tackle?
Yep.
And Brayden, tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name's Brayden, obviously. I'm a sophomore, play football, that's about it. I just quit basketball this year. I started as a freshman in football at left tackle. Now I got moved to right tackle. But that's what I got.
Yeah, he's a big part of our offensive line, doing his job up there, down in the trenches, getting that work done. So excited to have Brayden on today, talk a little football. So let's just get into it. Let's dive. Let's get straight to it.
Okay.
We're talking about got college football, some good games, got some pro good games. I think one of the most exciting games I saw this week, OU gets back on track with a win over West Virginia.
Yeah, very needed.
59-20. Then you got Washington beats Utah.
Yep,
Great game.
It was a really fun game to watch.
That quarterback's a stud.
He is. He's really good.
I think it's hard.
Man, Utah's a really good team too.
Yeah, and
so is Washington.
They're both really
They proved it. They proved it.
That might be a rematch in the Pac-12 Conference Championship. Yep. I think. But man, that was a great game. It's hard. That quarterback's a stud.
He's freaking good.
If he's not in the Heisman finals,
if he's not in the running,
there's something wrong. Oregon beats USC.
Yeah, kind of seen that one coming a little bit. USC's they've fallen off since
they don't have a defense.
Yeah,
I mean, you got one of the best, arguably the best quarterback. Yeah, arguably one of the best quarterbacks in college football right now.
Yeah,
and you can't give him a chance to win a ball game.
Yeah,
I mean, he's playing his tail off right now, and I mean, it's hard to say or like criticize him too much. Because you know what he's having to deal with his defense being horrible, his offense being sketchy, on and off each week. It's okay. I don't know. It's just like, what? At some point, you got to give him something to work with.
Yeah, especially his defense. He needs a lot of help from his defense. He's doing all the work on offense.
Absolutely.
And he just doesn't have.
He's scoring 60 points a game, but his defense is giving up 70.
Yep.
So it's tough.
Hopefully they get back on track after firing
Grinch.
Yep.
Yeah.
And hopefully they hire somebody a little bit better.
Absolutely.
Hopefully.
You think he's going to the draft this year, or you think he'll stay another year?
Who, Caleb?
Yeah.
I think he stays another year just because of this year.
How much they've struggled.
Yeah.
You know what? And beginning of the season, he looked like one of the best. They looked like the best team in the nation.
They looked like he was gonna go. But now he looks.
But you can also say the same thing about Colorado.
Yeah.
They start out 3-0.
Yep.
And everyone's like, oh, they're winning the national championship, and now they're getting beat by Arizona.
Yeah. Some teams that don't need to be beaten.
No, not at all.
Yeah. Ever since that Travis Hunter got hurt, they just started falling off.
You also have to look at how far they've come. They go from 1-9 last year to now they've got a decent record.
Yep.
But still a lot of improvement. Coach Prime's doing a great job out in Colorado. You can't look past what he's already improved on.
Right.
But I mean, Colorado could be making some movements here in the playoffs.
They'll just keep getting better.
Yeah, no doubt. Another game I really enjoyed watching was OSU toppled by UCF.
Yep.
Great game for an Oklahoma fan to watch. It made my heart happy.
Yeah, I definitely wish we could have came out with the dub on OU and OSU, but
no doubt.
But it also makes us look a little bit better because we beat UCF and they lost by 40. That's bad.
That was embarrassing.
Yeah. It wasn't even a fun game to watch.
No, I watched the first quarter and I was like, oh my Lord.
Yeah.
It was, but I mean, obviously there's some problems up in Stillwater.
Yeah.
There's
They started off not very good, and then they kind of got back on track there for 2 games, and then they were falling off again.
Yeah, and it's just like my dad used to always say this. Everyone is going to play their best game of the year against Oklahoma no matter what.
Yep.
They're going to play their best game of the year against Oklahoma because everyone wants to beat them because they've been top dogs in Big 12 forever.
As long as anybody can remember.
Yeah. I mean, the Bedlam record is just off the charts with OU wins.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't even think of the
I think it was
number.
like 48-9 or something like that.
Yeah, something crazy. But and that's just in the Big 12 era.
Yeah.
Whenever they were the Big 8, it was even more like that because back in the day, OU was unstoppable.
Yeah, whenever they had Bradford and all of them.
Oh,
Whenever they had Bradford, it was like they're going. They're going.
And then you got the Boz, you got Peterson.
Yep.
I mean, heck, even a couple of years ago, you got Baker, you got Kyler, you got CeeDee Lamb,
you got Baker as a starting
Hollywood
quarterback,
Brown,
and you got Kyler as a backup,
and then Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, you have Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
And then you got Jackson Arnold on the bench. You got Dylan Gabriel playing his heart out this season.
Yep.
Oklahoma is we've just
quarterback room is crazy.
QBU, no doubt.
Yep.
I didn't really get a chance to watch much pro football this weekend. I was kind of busy. I had work.
Yeah, I don't really.
Did you get to watch any?
No, I don't really.
I watched the game last night. Bills get beat by not last night, Monday night. I'm sorry. Bills, they get beat by who they play? They lost. I don't know who they lost to. It was embarrassing. I remember watching it. Josh Allen, the Madden curse is real.
Yeah.
He is playing horribly this year. Horribly. And there's something wrong up in Buffalo because they were playoff contenders, Super Bowl contenders at the beginning of the season, and now they may go 6-8.
Maybe.
Because the rest of their schedule is tough.
Yeah.
So, hope they can turn around. I like Josh Allen. He was a great player in college. He's been outstanding in the NFL, but we'll see if he can turn around come shortly.
Yep.
But get to the main event. Bunch of Lion football. Playoff football. Round 2 coming up. Bunch of Lions coming off a big win over Cash in the first round at home. Brayden, tell us a little bit about last week coming off that win. How's that feel?
I feel like we should have beat them a little bit better. They weren't as good as they looked out there, I guess.
Yeah.
They threw a lot of stuff that we didn't know was coming.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, I think it should have been a lot worse. We should have beat them a lot better. They weren't as good as they looked out there.
I absolutely agree. What was it? 7 or 14-0 at half?
I think it was 7-0 at half.
7-0 at half. Just horrible offensive showing.
Yep.
I mean, we got to be better than that. Cash is not a great team.
Nope.
And we have to come. If we don't come out firing on all cylinders this Friday night, Southside may put a big game up against us.
Yeah.
I mean, because they're a good team. They just beat a really good Cushing team at Cushing in overtime.
Yep.
So they're coming off a big high morale win. They're thinking they're going to roll into Blanchard. So we gotta come ready to play.
Yeah. We got into the red zone every time we got the ball, but we didn't score.
Yeah. And you can't have that happen.
Right.
Especially in playoffs.
Yep.
It's win or go home now. We got to be on top of our game.
Yep.
I think we got to come out firing a little bit quicker. I mean, we do come out in the second half last week. We go up 27-0.
Yeah, I feel like we're a second half team, man.
No doubt.
It kind of sucks because if we'd put 4 quarters together, we probably would have beat them 53-0.
Absolutely. But it takes us a whole first half to get rolling.
Yep.
It's like we come out in the second half with our tails lit on fire and just start scoring points. And, I mean, that's not a bad thing, but it's also not something you can have in the playoffs.
If we could come out in first quarter and do that for the whole game, we'd beat every team.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I guess you'd rather win the game in the second half than the first half. Don't get me wrong, but it'd be nice to score a little bit more in the first half, at least get comfortable, because you're going up into half at 7-0. That's anybody's ball game.
Yeah.
I mean, even 14-0, that's anybody's ball game still.
Yep.
But doing that against a very mediocre Cash team, don't get me wrong, they're a good team. They're all right, but we should have handled them a lot easier. And that's what I think people are overlooking a lot is we didn't play very good Friday night.
No, we didn't.
But moving on, Southall Black Diamonds, Friday night at home. What's something y'all are working forward to? What is y'all's main key points y'all finding up this week against Southall?
Keeping pressure off our quarterback on the offensive side.
Okay.
We give up. We haven't really gave up any sacks, but we give up too much pressure.
Absolutely.
Their guys are really hard off the edges.
Yeah.
They're pretty big. They are pretty big.
They do look big. I've been watching a little bit of film on them. I've been looking at some things, and they're big and they're fast.
Yeah.
But I think if we can just give Carson some time to do his thing, I think their secondary is a little bit weak. I think we can tear them up.
Yep. We get the ball across the middle. Look for a touchdown.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And I think y'all been doing a great job at give Carson time and keeping pressure off them this year. Y'all been doing a lot better. The beginning of the season was a little rough, but I think as the weeks gone on, y'all as a unit, as an offensive line, y'all been doing a lot better job at giving him less pressure and more time to move the ball. And I think that's when we've seen our offense open up.
Yeah, practice, man. Practice has been turned up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think another thing you can look at is whenever our offensive scheme passing opens up, the run game opens up.
Yep.
And I think that's whenever we become dangerous offensively.
Yep.
And I think that's something people aren't used to with us because we've been a pass-heavy team.
Yep.
And well, now people are focused on the pass.
And
here we come, boom,
Yep.
open up the run. We can make some
hurt
moves.
a lot of teams by doing that.
Yeah. So I know y'all talk as an offensive group. Y'all are talking about keeping pressure. What is one of the focus things you're focusing on this week heading into Sallisaw?
Not giving up any sacks.
Okay.
The dude that's more than likely going to be on my side, he's pretty good. He's probably their best defensive lineman.
Okay.
He's really fast, really strong.
Mm-hmm.
Just keeping him off the quarterback, man.
Okay. Yeah.
And keeping off, not letting him get any tackles. Like get in his way. Like if that's the least I can do, get in his way. Don't let him make any tackles.
Yeah. Hey, there you go. Yeah, man. Our offense is gonna have to be big this week. Defense been playing their tail off last few weeks, and I think it's time for offense to stand up.
Yeah.
And make some plays for us. Take a little bit of pressure off the defense. I feel like defense has been saving our behind. Offensively as a group, like what is y'all's main key points? What are y'all trying to attack this week? What does their defense struggle with? I think their passing defense is a little weak. I just seeing what y'all are going off of.
I think that we're going to be able to run the ball, but it depends on if they run a 4-man front or a 3-man front.
Okay.
Because if they run a 4-man front, a bunch of our run stuff is going to be open, and more of our pass stuff is going to be locked down a little bit.
Yeah.
I think they're more worried about our pass than they are our run because they know our pass is really a threat.
Okay.
And our run, I don't think they'll see it because I think we'll come out smash mouth football, just running the ball.
I would love to see that.
Yeah, and I don't think they'll think it's coming. I think they're going to think we're going to go out and throw a deep pass every first play of the game.
Air it out.
Yep.
And I mean, I think if we come out, hit him in the mouth, a couple runs, first off, they're going to back up.
Yep.
And then they're going to like, what's coming on?
Open up the pass.
Then they're going to try and stack the box, and we're just going to let it air out.
Yep.
And so that makes some money moves this Friday night. Got a good game coming up. I think we do our job offensive and defensively. We should handle business Friday night against Sallisaw.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to think about it. They're coming off a very emotional win. They haven't beaten Cushing in a very long time, and they upset Cushing at Cushing.
Yeah.
That's in overtime. That's a very emotional win. How are they going to handle that win moving into this week? Are they going to be like, oh, we got this now, or are they going to are they going to strap it up and come ready to play, or are they going to be still worried about their win last week? Because I think some teams that are young like that, they can't move on and go to the next week. They struggle a little bit with the emotional roller coaster going up and down.
They ride the waves.
And I think one thing about us is we're older team, we're mature, we're junior, senior, sophomore heavy. We don't have very many freshmen playing. I think if that was us, I think we would have been able to move on and get ready for this week. But I'm glad that we got the job done in orderly fashion last week. Didn't have nothing crazy. We're comfortable. We're ready to go get another win. I think I don't know about you, but I think we should just handle business and get ready to rock and roll for round 3.
Yeah. Since last year at home, we're 13-0.
Yeah.
Since Piedmont from last year, we haven't lost a single game at home. Yeah. So they'll be lucky if they can come in and beat us at our own mound.
I think we're pretty dangerous at home.
Yep.
Because no one shows out like Blanchard Lion fans. That's like the whole town shuts down on Friday night. Everyone's at the game. Our stadium gets rocking.
Yeah, it's wild.
It's
fun.
It's a crazy atmosphere, and I feel like there's nothing like Friday nights in Blanchard. I mean, the whole town shows out. I mean, even if you don't like sports, people come out just because they know it's a big deal, and so
especially during playoffs.
Absolutely. I mean, Blanchard sports and playoffs, it's like peanut butter and jelly. It just goes together. We're always there. We're used to it, but it's like kid on Christmas every time. We don't ever get we're used to it, but it don't get old.
Yep.
And so I think it's a good way to put it. But speaking of Friday night, what is your Friday like? Getting ready mentally, physically. What does your Fridays look like?
So we do visitations with the little kids. We go over there until about 3, and then if it's a home game, we usually get back up to the field. First group goes out around 5:40. So I go home, I take a little nap, take about a 30, 40-minute nap, and then I wake up, I stretch real good. Then I go to the field, I stretch again, then walk the field, then start putting all my clothes on, and then I get ready for the game and go down there.
Okay, yeah. What do you do, like, getting ready mentally wise? Are you a big mental guy? Are you kind of just one of those, I'm going to show up and hit somebody? Because I know there's guys who, they'll sit there and, like, we have a teammate, I don't know if you know or not, we have a teammate that meditates before every game.
For real?
Yes.
Who's that?
I'm not allowed to tell.
Okay.
He said he's embarrassed of it.
Okay.
He meditates before every game, and I know there's also dudes like Ross. He'll just show up and ready. He don't think about nothing.
He's just ready to go.
He just shows up ready to go. Dobbs too.
Yep.
He just shows up.
Same
That might just
Blake
be
Woods.
that might just be an offensive line deal.
Yeah.
But you know what? Everybody has their own thing. But do you do anything mentally? Get ready for a game? Or you
I'm a big music guy.
Music. Okay, yeah.
That's the way I get locked in.
That's me too. I'm big music. If you can give me some pumped up rock music or some hip hop, a little bit of rap, get the blood flowing, get everybody get fired up, feeling good.
Yeah.
I think that's my way of getting ready to go. So I like that. Man, you ready for Friday night? I mean,
I'm always ready, man.
That's what I'm talking about. I think we get a good chance to make some noise. No one really expected us to be this far this year. Coming off, we lose a lot of seniors last year.
Jackson Laminack was a
big part of our offense and defense, no doubt. But I think what people forget is Blanchard. We're always going to reload.
Yep.
We're coming back next year and next year and next year.
Yep.
So, that'll be good. Well, thanks for coming on, Brayden. Really appreciate you coming on and talking a little football. Looking forward to see you a couple pancakes this Friday night.
Yeah.
Let me get a pancake counter. How many pancakes are we going to have Friday night?
The whole team or the whole group?
Offensive line, yeah. Give me a number.
Let's go 20.
20 pancakes. All right, I'll be looking for it. And a score prediction?
Let's go 21-7.
21-7, Blanchard Lions. All right, let's see what we got in store for Friday night. Your Blanchard Lions are home this Friday night against the Southall Black Diamonds, 7 p.m. kickoff. Be there, be loud. Student section, wear your ugly Christmas sweaters. Come support your Blanchard Lions moving in the second round of playoffs at home. Not very many teams get to host playoff games at home, and so that's a special thing for us to do. Come out, be there, be loud. We got to get this win, get on the semis, keep handling business. A lot of people in front of our way. We got to get the job done, so we're gonna get to work. So I appreciate you coming on, Brayden. I'll see you next week. See ya.